get started. We'll start on our backs. Feet wide, knees together. And begin to breathe down into the belly. Maybe place one hand on the belly, one on the heart. And start by breathing into the hands. The lower hand first, so our belly fills first. And then the upper hand, the chest. The belly empties first. And then the chest. No, reverse that. Chest empties first and then the belly. Feel yourself land on your mat. Notice the mind. Maybe it hasn't quite gotten here yet. It's okay, we'll work towards that. Let the breath guide you. Each time you notice the mind wanders, let that be the notification of come back to the breath. Oh, my mind has wandered, I go back to the breath. I start thinking about and planning things for the day. I come back to the breath. Getting curious, interested in this path. Bring the hands to the earth. Beside the hips, palms face down, walk the feet closer in, about hips distance, edges of the feet parallel. So just use your body awareness without having to look or touch your feet. It'll feel like the toes are slightly in, the heels are slightly out. Press into the heels and lift the hips, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Root into the heels, lift the hips, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And lower. One more, inhale, lift. And lower. This time, inhale, lift, and hold. There's a gentle pull of belly to spine so that the tailbone can point to the backs of the knees. Roll the shoulder blades under the body. You can hold the edges of the mat or just keep the palms pressing into the earth. Breathe into the front body. Have some space between the chin and the chest. Imagine like you could pull the heels back towards the head as they root down into the earth. Really activating through the hamstrings there. And then lower the hips towards the earth. Hug both knees in and rock gently side to side. Massage the low back. Keep the left knee in, right foot on the floor, maybe extend it long. Interlace hands behind the left hamstring, draw the heel towards the sky. Outer hips hug in, belly pulling up and in. Flex the left toes back towards the torso and gently press the right heel to the earth if the leg is extended in front of you. So we want the inner right thigh to roll to the earth and the outer hips to hug to the midline. We want the hips to be in a nice straight line from side to side. The inner left thigh rolls forward towards the front of the mat. Point the toes, flex the foot on the left side, roll the ankle. Keep the right leg engaged, quadriceps engaged. And then flex the foot on the left leg back towards the torso. Keep pressing up through the heel, pulling belly up and in. Pull the leg a little closer towards the back of the mat, even if the knee is bent here. Keep reaching up through the heel. Keep drawing the left hip forward. Feel the stretch in your hamstring. The belly pulls to the spine, the low back presses on the earth. Begin to lift head and heart up towards the sky. Try and keep a nice long spine from the upper back towards the crown of the head. So we're not crunching forward, looking forward. Keep the gaze up. Keep pressing the low back to the earth. Extend the arms forward. Maybe the right foot could float if the leg is extended. Wherever you are, you're breathing. Try to work those shoulder blades off the earth. And then for a 10 count, we're going to lower the left leg to come in line with the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're halfway. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then hug the knees in, lower the head down. Little rock side to side. Keep the right knee hugged in, left foot on the floor. Hands behind the hamstring, draw the right heel to the sky. Maybe the left leg extends long. Outer hips hug. They're in a nice straight line from side to side. If the left leg is extended, it's engaged, toes pull back. Inner thigh rolls to the earth. And the right leg is the same rotation, just the leg is lifted. So inner thigh rolls forward, heel presses to the sky. Point the toes on the right foot, flex it, roll the ankle. Get some movement through the ankle and foot. Press up through the heel. Keep rolling the right hip forward, hugging the left hip in. Maybe you pull the leg a little closer towards the body. Maybe it's imperceptible how much it moves. It's only something that you know you're doing. Keep reaching up through the heel. Feel the stretch in the hamstring and calf. Keep pressing the low back to the earth, belly pulling up and in. Lift head and heart up towards the sky. Flexing the toes back towards the face. And then maybe the arms release. Maybe the left foot floats. Keep breathing here. Keep the collarbone nice and wide. And for a count of 10, lowering 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And hug the knees in, lower the head down. Good job. Rock side to side. Massage the low back. Draw some big circles with the knees. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Keep the left knee hugged in. Extend the right leg long. Again, knee of the right leg might be bent. Sole of the foot might be on the earth. Just depends on flexibility. And then open the hip to the side. Breathe into the inner groin. Let the outer hip soften. That question of where can I soften is always useful. On the mat, off the mat. Where am I holding tension? How can I bring more ease to this experience? Bring the knee, left knee back through center. Take it over towards the right. And the knee doesn't have to get to the earth. Roll onto the right hip. We're coming into a twist. So you might use your right hand to support the left knee so that it doesn't feel too extreme. Or it might just hang out there. Mine doesn't touch the earth. But we want to try and keep the chest square to the sky. So working that left shoulder towards the earth is more useful than letting it roll off just to get the left knee to the earth. Deep breath into the belly. Breathing here. Notice the muscles of the face, the jaw, the shoulders. Any unnecessary tension, let it melt. Come back through center. The right knee hugs in, the left leg can go long. Open the right hip to the side. Noticing where the tension might live right here. Letting the breath excavate more space. And bring your right knee through center and over towards the left. Roll onto the left hip. Try to keep the chest square towards the sky. The right arm might reach out or come to a cactus. You might explore both. Treating the practice as an exploration for your own body. So you might find yourself in a pose and take little movements to see how those movements affect the body. Breathing deep into the belly, in and out through the nose. And roll onto your back. Come back through center, hug both knees in, hands behind hamstrings. Let's rock forward and back along the spine. Build up some momentum so you can cross the ankles. Take the hands forward and come into tabletop. Find your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Give those elbows a little bend and scoop towards the midline. Index fingers are parallel, perhaps slightly turned out depending on shoulder flexibility. Tip the torso up towards the sky, the heart reaching forward, tailbone lifts. And then exhale, curve the spine, press the spine, dome it up to the ceiling, belly pulling up and in. Inhale, come forward, cow. Exhale, curve the spine, cat. Keep moving the spine and flexion and extension, and you might bring the hips into it. You can swing them from side to side as you move through the spine. You might take it into more circular movements with the ribs, the hips, the shoulders, the neck. Let it be an exploration. This might be your first movements of the day. Let the body begin to get some energy to wake up. And then tabletop. Walk the hands forward 2 or 3 inches. Tuck the toes and lift the knees just off the earth. The belly pulls up and in. You root down into thumb and index. Scoop the elbows towards one another. And really take a peek back. Are your knees just off the earth? Less than an inch. See if you can do that. Really energize the quadriceps. Lower the knees back to the earth. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Step the right foot back. Press through the heel. Roll the right hip to the earth. Press into the left shin, belly pulling up and in. Begin to lift the right leg to the height of the hip. Notice if the low back has become a bird bath. And if it has, pull the frontal hip points up by engaging the low belly and point the tailbone more towards the lifted leg's heel. Float the left arm forward. Keep breathing. And gently release hand and knee to the earth. Step the left foot back, press through the heel. thigh to the sky, roll outer hip to the earth. Press right shin down, float left leg. Just to the height of the hip. Keep rolling the outer hip down, the inner thigh to the sky. And then belly pulling up and in. There's a soft bend in the elbows and you might float the right hand forward. Feel this long line of energy reaching from the heel and also reaching from the right fingertips. The right arm is scooping just like a down dog arm. And gently, hand and knee back to the earth. A round of cow, a round of cat. Back to tabletop. Again, walk the hands forward 2 or 3 inches out from under the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the knees to hover. Float the right toes off the mat. Lower them down. Float the left toes. Lower them down. Press the hips up and back. First down dog, pedal it out, explore it. Bending one knee at a time. And then come to stillness in dog. Give a slight bend to the knees as you send the hips back. And then drawing the heels towards the earth, keeping that ever so slight bend of the knees. Same with the elbows, slight bend as they scoop. Inhale, float forward to plank pose. Using the full breath, exhale, draw the hips up and back. Keep the internal rotation of the legs as you float forward, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank and hold. Press the hands into the floor. Belly to spine, tailbone towards the heels. Heels press back. Inner thighs roll up. You can lower the knees if that's useful for you today. But wherever you are, you're pulling belly up and in. You're with the breath. Maybe the eyes are closed. Make this a meditation. Float the right toes off the earth. Keep the hips nice and straight. Lower it down. Left side. Lower it down. Bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Head is heavy. Knees can be soft. Try and make contact with torso to thighs. Grab a hold of either elbow. And keep reaching the sit bones towards the sky. Release the arms down. Bend the left knee deeply, straightening into the right leg. And then turn the chest towards the right. You can walk the right hands forward so that you can look up and underneath the right arm. Hips stay in one line. Release that. Bring the right hand back in line with the left. Bend the right knee deeply. Straighten into the left leg. Begin to twist towards the left with the torso. Keeping the hips in line, the left hand might reach forward as you look up and underneath the left arm. And then fold back in, hands back to the earth. Inhale, heart lifts. Hands can come to shins for flat back. Exhale, fold in. Plant into the feet, sweep the arms up and overhead. Draw them right down, heart center. Sweep the arms up and out. Dive forward over the legs. Heart lifting, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, floats forward through plank. Exhale, halfway lower. All the way to the earth. Uncurl the toes, tops of the feet press. Walk the hands back so they're in line with the chest. Press tops of the feet, belly to spine, lift for cobra. And then exhale, Inhale, lift for cobra. Legs are nice and engaged. Tops of the feet pressing. Exhale, lower. Let's do up dog today. Press into the tops of the feet. Press into the hands. Lift. Legs lift off as you press into the tops of the feet. So we're going to breathe here for a little while. Imagine you could roll the heart further forward. Shoulder blades together. Frontal hip points lifting. Belly up and in. And then belly to spine to lift the hips up and back. And so the thing about up dog is the inner thighs are rolling up towards the sky. The hips are nice and even in a straight line. Frontal hip points are pulling away from the thighs. Front ribs are hugging in. Left leg lifts, inhale. Bend the knee, open the hip. Keep rooting into the hands. And then exhale, knee to nose. Pressing the floor away. Look forward. Bring the left knee over to the right tricep. Keep pressing the floor away. Try and work that knee up higher. It's a little twist. Bring the knee towards the left tricep. External rotation. And then back through center. Step the foot through to the hands. Lower the back knee down. Uncurl the toes, press into the heel. Float the arms up and overhead, Anjaneyasana. Maybe the gaze comes up, moving that front knee towards 90 so it lines up over the heel. Frontal hip points keep lifting. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up. Roll the right shoulder away from the ears, tuck the right toes. Lift the back knee. So again, get those hips in line. Hug the outer hips towards one another. Inhale. Exhale, swim that left hand down to the earth. Plant into the hands, step back. Plank. Vinyasa. Down dog. Right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip, explore it a bit, maybe circles, maybe bend and straighten. Square the hips, exhale, knee to nose. Hollow out the belly, keep pressing the floor away. Keep scooping the elbows, look forward. Bring the right knee towards left tricep, keep the chest square to the earth. Try and work it up a little higher. Bring it over to the right tricep. Hips even. And then back through center. Step it forward. Lower the back knee. And sweep the arms. Press down into the front heel. So you can lift the frontal hip points. And hug the outer hips so that the hips are again in one straight line from side to side. Maybe the gaze lifts. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Left hand down, right arm up. Come into the twist. Tuck the back toes. Straighten the leg. Hug that right hip in. Lift the left hip up so the hips are nice and even. The gaze can go up towards the hand. Keep the belly engaged. Swim the right hand forward and down. Plant the hands. Step back, plank, vinyasa or dog. Stay with the breath. Keep the vinyasas nice and clean. Skip them otherwise. Down dog, 4 rounds of breath. Maybe the eyes close. Inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, look forward, step or hop lightly to the top of the mat. Heart lifting, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Plant into the feet, sweep the arms up and overhead. Draw the hands to heart center, pause. Eyes closed, feet root to the earth. Moving forward, Surya Namaskar A, sun salutations. We'll build some heat. We'll stay present with the breath. Release the arms, blink the eyes open. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Heart lifting on the inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step back with the left foot and then the right. Lower through Chaturanga. Lift for your back bend. Down dog. It's nice to pay attention to which foot am I stepping back with, because probably you have one that you prefer. And trying to alternate and bringing the funky one in to the mix can be useful in disrupting the monotony or the habitual movement that can sometimes come in our yoga practice. Inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, looking forward, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold in. Plant into the feet, sweep the arms. Inhale, up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Release the arms, sweep them up and overhead. Inhale, dive forward, exhale over the legs. Heart lifts, inhale. Plant the hands, step back, right and then left. Lower through Chaturanga. Lift for your back bend. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. I couldn't tell you how many sun salutations I've done in my life. Hundreds of thousands, maybe. And so, yes, of course, they get pretty habituated. And so we do the things that we need to do so that we can stay present and not really check out just because we know the moves. Coming back to the breath. Inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, feet to hands. Heart lifts, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Plant into the feet, sweep the arms up and overhead, draw the hands to heart center. 2 more sun salutations on your own, 2 breaths in between each round. Go ahead and start. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Follow your foot pattern. After the second round, hold down dog. Left leg lifts up and back. Step the foot towards the hands. Stay high on the back toes. Press into the left heel. Hug the hip in. Belly pulls up and in. Come up onto fingertips. Let the hands float. Sweep them back. Palms face the earth. Keep the hips in line. Belly pulls up and in. It's a long line of energy from the back leg through the crown of the head. A nice straight line. Keep pressing into the front heel as you lift up into Crescent Warrior. If it's wobbly, walk the left foot to the left more. Scoop the elbows, trying to get the palms to face the wall behind you. The back knee can bend so that we upright the pelvis. And then move it towards straight as you deepen the bend of the front knee. Stay high on the back toes so the heel lines up over the toes. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards the left. Reach the left fingertips back, right fingertips forward. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Bring the hands to heart center. Press into the left foot, lean forward once more. Begin to get lighter on the right foot. Maybe coming into warrior three. You can have blocks down, or use a wall like I am for balance. Maybe hands to hips, strong back leg. And then bend the right knee towards the chest, upright the torso, and lower the foot to the earth. Tadasana. Sweep the arms, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. We're warm today. Heart lifts, inhale. Plant the hands, step back through a vinyasa or straight to dog. From down dog, the right leg lifts. Step it through. Step it out to the right so you're at least hips distance, high on the back toes. 90-degree bend in the front knee. Right hip hugs in. Belly pulls up and in, up onto fingertips. Begin to peel the chest off that front thigh by lifting the frontal hip points, creating that nice long line so the tailbone points to the back heel as the crown of the head reaches forward and the front body hugs the back body. Palms face the earth. Chest is wide. Nice. So strong. Stay with the breath. Stay in the body. Press into the front heel. Belly pulls the torso up. Sweep the arms up. Scoop the elbows, active arms, hips in one nice line, belly engages, spine long. Back knee might have a gentle bend, keeping the heel over the toes, keeping the inner thigh of the left front leg rolling back. As you lift those frontal hip points, one more breath in, exhale, twist to the right. Keep the hips in line. Feel the reach of the hands. The pull of the belly. Root down into the front heel. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands come to the earth. No, I lied. Come back up. Hands to heart center. Lean out over the right leg. Press into the front heel. I think I know why I tried to skip this. It's the hard part. Keep hugging the right hip in, press to the inseam of the right foot. Begin to float the left leg. Coming into warrior three, hands can be on blocks or on the right thigh. Keep reaching through the left heel. And then begin to cantilever yourself up. Bend the left knee in. And lower the foot down. Tadasana. See what happens if you don't shake it out. And then if you want to, go ahead and do it. Float the arms up, inhale. Dive forward, exhale. Heart lifting, inhale. Plant the hands, step back with the funky foot. Step back with the other one, lower through. Lift, back bend. Down dog. Keep the hips lifting, long side waist. Left leg lifts, inhale. Step the foot through to the hands. Stay high on the back toes. Arrive into crescent warrior. Ooh. Swivel the back heel down. The toes point towards 1 o'clock. Warrior one. Frontal hip points are lifting as the tailbone descends, and we move towards 90 in that front knee. You might have heel to heel alignment or a little wider, just based on flexibility of the hips here. Inhale. Exhale. We're holding this pose for a pause for about 8 breaths. Can you keep the back leg nice and engaged with the inner thigh spiraling to the space behind you as the outer right hip hugs forward? Can the belly stay engaged? Can the mind stay engaged? I haven't been counting the breaths, so we'll do 2 more here. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back. Choose a vinyasa or skip it. Know that you can always skip really anything. It's all about your practice, catering to your energy. Right leg lifts. Step it through to the hands. Stay on the back toes, arrive into crescent warrior. And then swivel the back heel down. It points towards 11 o'clock on the clock face. Lift the inner arch of the back foot. Roll the inner thigh back. Move the front knee towards 90. And again, we're trying to get the hips in one nice line. As we pull the hip points up, send the tailbone towards the earth. Active arms, shoulders away from the ears, belly pulling up and in. We're breathing, maybe the gaze is lifted. Root down into both feet, heavy in the front heel, front hip hugging in and back. As the left hip rolls forward, press into the back leg, anchoring the pose. 2 more breaths. Make them smooth, make them intentional. Let the mind land right there on the breath. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Choose a vinyasa or choose to skip it. Both are choices. Either one is right or wrong. Down dog. Breathe here. Child's pose is also an option here. Child's pose is an option anywhere. In the supermarket, when you're doing your taxes. I don't know where else people go anymore. In your bedroom, in your living room, in your bathroom. Maybe not the bathroom. Inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop feet to hands. Heart lifts, inhale. Fold in, exhale. Plant into the feet, sweep the arms up and overhead, hands to heart center. One last little bit of standing poses. Sink the hips, Utkatasana chair. Drop the tailbone towards the earth. As you root down into the heels, they pull away from one another. So the inner thighs rotate towards the earth, hands to heart center. Keep lifting the heart. We're twisting towards the left. Right elbow to left knee. Trying to get the thumbs towards the center of the heart. Notice if the knees, if the right knee is jutting forward, pull it in line by pulling the hip back. And we're going to play a little bit. We're going to explore how this goes. Because also I don't know how it's going to go. Shift the weight into the left foot. You can lift the right heel. Keep hugging the left hip in. Press to the inside edge of the left foot. Belly pulling up and in. And then float the right foot back. Twisted crescent. With an elbow hook. Keep lifting the right hip so the hips stay in line. Look down at the front of the mat. Step forward into twisted chair. Back through center. We'll release that. Oh, shake it out. Tadasana. Woo, pause. Hands to heart center. Settle it down. One more side. Praise be. Sink the hips. Hands to heart. Right away, twisting to the right. Hook left elbow to right knee. Notice those knees, pull the left hip back. Roll the heart open. Peel the left heel up. Belly keeps pulling up and in. And step it back. Nice. Keep lifting the left hip as you hug the right hip in. One more breath in. This time as you exhale, hands to the earth. Step back. One final vinyasa. Cleanse it all. Whew. Down dog. Child's pose. Oh, I'm sweating. All right. We're breathing. We're feeling the temperature of the body, the beating of the heart. Any beads of sweat collecting, we just notice them. Slowly begin to upright. Bring the legs in front of you. Cross the shins. Sukhasana. One shin in front of the other. It doesn't matter which one. If it feels like the knees are way up, sit on a block or a bolster. And float the arms. Fold forward from the hips. You can crawl the hands out. You can rock side to side. We did mostly internal rotation today. So this might feel real nice on the hips. Let the head hang. Maybe a block under the forehead. Or you could stack fist on fist to make a little bit of a lift. Stay with the breath. Stay with the practice. And slowly begin to lift. Extend both legs forward, shake them out. You can lean back on the hands, windshield wipe the legs. And then cross opposite shin in front. Come up onto your sit bones. Sweep the arms as you inhale. And when you exhale, just fold from the hips. Hands can land on the earth and the head can hang. You might be up here, that's fine. Wherever you land is just exactly where you're supposed to be. Because you couldn't be anywhere else. Breathing. Staying with your awareness of your physical body. Noticing the mind as it tries to travel. Can you get more interested in this present moment so that the desire for the mind to travel becomes less and less? Slowly roll up. Extend the legs forward. Windshield wipe. Flex the feet. Come up onto sit bones. Move the flesh out from underneath them. Bend the left knee. Take sole of the foot to inner thigh. Let the knee open to the side. Inhale, float the arms up. Twist over towards the right leg. It's engaged as you fold forward. Grab a hold of shin, ankle, or foot. Trying to get the belly button to point towards the inner right thigh as we reach through the spine. And then sole of the foot to inner thigh. Sweep the arms, inhale, flex the left toes, twist and fold over the left leg. Grab a hold, shin, ankle, or foot. Try and grow the spine nice and long as the leg stays nice and long, and then you can roll the spine in. Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. And don't worry if the head is not anywhere near the knee. We'll begin to roll up. Bring the right knee in. Both legs long. Move the flesh out if it's scooted under the sit bones again. Flex the toes back. Float the arms up. Get long. And fold in. Grab a hold of whatever is available. Think of length through the torso. Long through the side waist to the crown of the head. Shoulders away from the ears. Every breath brings more length into this pose. Inner thighs are rolling towards the earth. And then release, roll up, scoot hips to heels, come onto your back. Plant into the feet. Flatten the lumbar curve. Hands beside the hips. Belly to spine. Press the heels, especially the inner edge of the heel, to the earth. And begin to lift the hips towards the sky. Hands can stay where they are. They might hold the mat. You might interlace hands underneath the tush if it's feeling available in the shoulders. Inner thighs continue to roll to the earth. Imagine you could scrub the heels back. Tailbone reaching towards the backs of the knees. Keep the outer hips in one nice line. Begin to shift the weight into the right foot as you pull the left knee towards the chest. And then extend the leg to the sky. And then lower the leg to the earth. And press into the left foot. Pull the right knee in, keep the hips even. Extend the right leg up. Lower the right leg down. Press both heels to the earth, lift up a little higher. Breathe into the front body, it's smiling open. And then release the arms and lower the hips to the earth. Walk the feet wide, windshield white from side to side. And then come through center. Hug the knees in. Knees to the left, hips to the right. Come into a twist. Once you bring the body into the shape, just soften. Trust that this shape is doing all that is necessary. Noticing anywhere that might be holding any tension. Offer the softening there. The muscles behind the eyes, the jaw, the throat. And back through center. Bring the knees to the right, scoot the hips to the left. Try and keep the chest open to the sky. Take a deep breath into the belly. Sigh it out. The usefulness of bringing some sound to your sighs. The vibration of the vocal cords. The vibration of the vocal cords allows for a vibration of your vagus nerve. And when done in the kind of calming way, it's letting the vagus nerve know that it's time to move to the parasympathetic. That's why humming is so useful. Mama's humming and singing to their babies so that mama's in a state of relaxation so that the baby is able to co-regulate. Bring the knees back through center. Hug the knees in. Happy baby if you like it. Some finishing pose. Maybe it's just hugging the knees in. Or maybe you hold the edges of the feet or the shins or behind the hamstrings. Maybe a little rocking side to side. And then hug the knees in. And extend the legs out. Take whatever shape is calling to you for Shavasana. Maybe it's seated or perhaps with feet on the floor, knees together. Wherever you are, you land. And you breathe. You let the brow relax, the cheeks, the jaw, the throat. You soften through the shoulders, the heart, and the arms, the hands. You work your way down through your waist. Your hips are heavy, and so is your pelvis. Letting the legs soften past the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, and the feet all open and surrender. And you allow yourself to exist in a state of pure consciousness. And begin to come back to the breath. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, gently rock the head from side to side. Sweep the arms up and back. Reach through the heels, reach through the fingers. Hug the knees to the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And rock forward and back along the spine. Take your time. Come up into a seat. Feel your sit bones root to the earth as the crown of the head lifts to the sky, the shoulders fall away from the ears. Take a moment to notice, what is it like here at the end of your practice, your physical practice. Maybe you take the practice with you and continue it off the mat. Bring the hands together at the heart center, lift the heart, bow the head. Sending gratitude for the practice, sending gratitude to yourself for showing up onto your mat. Shanti, peace.